What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney, and I just finished watching the AMA with Russ over on Scott Herman Crypto's channel. I'm going to leave the link to that entire video in the description down below. Go support another fellow crypto YouTuber. Like the video, all that good stuff. Subscribe to his channel if you like his content. But I do think this AMA was another fluff piece. It was more like a hangout session. Honestly, Scott seemed a little starstruck by Saitama Guru, and it was just kind of awkward in my opinion. And I still think we need a hardball AMA where we're asking the hard-hitting, tough questions, baby, because that's what we want. We don't want any more fluff pieces. But anywho, I'm going to be doing a recap on that AMA and talk about some of the things that I thought were most important. Now, to give Scott credit, at the end, he did ask one tough question, and he was kind of like tiptoeing around it. He didn't want to offend Saitama Guru so much, but he asked the question, which I thought was good. He's like, hey, people are seeing different things from each member of the team. Can we just have one PR spot that has like the final answer? Because people are jumping to conclusions, and honestly, Twitter has been not good for Saitama in general. You have his wife saying these crazy things about the Lambo situation. It doesn't look good. So we need a source for one spot where people can go, like a PR team, where we get the final answer. So there's no rumors about what's getting listed on saitamask, what saitamask is doing, and those sort of things. So I give Scott credit for asking that question because it was kind of tough. And Saitama Guru gave a pretty generic answer. They want a PR team. We don't know when the PR team is going to happen, but we're still waiting on that PR team. Here are some of the takeaways. So there's going to be no hard date for saitamask going forward. The swap function, at least, right? Because we know that saitamask, yes, you can. The app is available. You can download it and those sorts of things, but you can't use the swap feature, which is like the bread and butter, right? That's what we want, a swap. There's no hard date, but it's going to be ready before the Dubai Expo, and I believe that's next month. So that's going to be good. Russ mentioned having several 100,000 users on the app. I don't know about that one. Bitmart buyback. We're still not sure what's going to happen with the Bitmart buyback. Remember, it's their tokens. They can buy it back if they want to. I was a Bitmart user, and I was able to withdraw my Saitama, so I don't know what that means. Did they buy back enough where I could withdraw, right? And Saitama Guru said that they were the biggest affected by that hack, but when I looked at articles on the Bitmart hack, they didn't even mention Saitama. They mentioned like Shiba and other things, and the only one mentioning Saitama was the Saitama community, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Apparently, some of the bigger exchanges are waiting on functionality of the platform. Maybe, but we don't really know. But that's what we're assuming. We're assuming that the Binances, the KuCoin, the Coinbases, and those sorts of exchanges are waiting for the functionality of saitamask before they list them on the platform. So there is that. Also mentioned what happened with the KuCoin incident, where KuCoin was like, hey, you know, Squid Games kind of happened. And then he also mentioned that around that time where, you know, KuCoin kind of got cold feet on Saitama, because if you remember, KuCoin was going to list Saitama, right? They were talking about it. They had to handle a few legal things, but then the Willie D thing happened. I think that may have been the whole like reason why they didn't get on KuCoin. So interesting. Security app logging in. A lot of people are tired of having to enter their email and password every time they get into the account. They were asking if there is going to be some sort of facial recognition, or maybe use your thumbprint, or whatever you can do, right? Kind of made me upset is that at one point Scott Herman was like, well, we're all focused on the swap, but you know, for saitamask, there's like many other things, the good things happening. And it's like, dude, saitamask is for the swap. It's not for SATA education. It's not for the SATA market where you can build your NFTs and those sorts of things. So, I mean, come on, guys. The swap function is its bread and butter. People are going to want to use it to swap, right? They want to trade cryptocurrencies. I personally don't think the SATA maker, SATA college, SATA education is going to be that big on this app. I don't think that's the reason why people are going to use this app. They're going to use it for the swapping ability, in my opinion. If you want to get people that are into crypto already to saitamask, you're going to need to make that your bread and butter and make that really user-friendly. Just my opinion, just my opinion. Russ talked about being similar to OpenSea, but better for the users. So let's not talk about OpenSea. OpenSea is the granddaddy of NFTs, but you know, Russ is shooting for the stars again. I just don't like to hear those crazy, outlandish claims, because we know where that's gotten us in the past. And they talked about like getting some sort of insurance policy for users, just in case they lose, you know, some crypto assets due to a hack or something like that. But then he said he was looking to create a unique insurance platform, specific insurance policies and programs. So pretty much making their own insurance policy that's supposed to be unique. SATA insurance, baby. Some exchanges, they actually have some sort of insurance in place that if your funds get taken due to a breach on their end, then they will reimburse some of those funds, right? Now, Bitmart gave me back all my Saitama. So I'm not sure what happened to some people, but I got back all my Saitama. I wasn't able to buy or trade it or sell it or anything for a while, but at the end of the day, I was able to get it all out of Bitmart. I talked about the vetting system for Saitamask, how, you know, they want to make sure they vet projects thoroughly before they have them come onto the exchange. And you could tell right here, this was a little bit of a shot at Shibnobi. People might say I'm like reaching and grasping, but I think this was a little shot at Shibnobi a little bit, because they talked about, hey, it's not just about renouncing your contract, it's other suspicious things we see in the contract or dealings or and those sorts of things. But I think you guys have to understand that to get on big exchanges, I don't think you need to renounce your contract. I don't think you do, because you want to make changes to it down the road. But they were saying it wasn't just for that, it was for different things. And they want to have products on there with a proven track record. Now, they said they don't want to have just meme coins on their exchange. So that was pretty interesting. They want tokens with real use case, which makes sense, right? He says, hey, we want to make sure that it's safe for the customers. We can't prove that this, you know, we can't prove or guarantee that this token is going to go to the moon, but at least they won't be a rug pull. So that's nice, right? But at the end of the day, Lily Finance is going to be launched from Saitama. So what I'm getting from this is Saitama is not going to be a launch pad for tokens. Maybe they will, but they want to have tokens that have a proven track record. So you can't really be a launch pad for tokens if the token needs a proven track record, because that would mean it would need to be in existence already. So that's actually pretty interesting. And they said in the future they want to list, you know, Binance Smart Chain tokens or tokens on the Matic network or Avalanche, whatever, right? They want to have other tokens from other networks on the Saitamask app. And Scott Herman made another suggestion about having an FAQ for just Saitamask questions, because a lot of people are worried about some funds they sent and those sorts of things, like they can't log in. There's a bunch of things going wrong, and apparently they were saying it was like 1% of users were experiencing crashes. I highly doubt only 1% of users were experiencing the crashes. That makes no sense, because that shit was crashing on me every other day, it seemed, and a lot of people that follow the channel, and even like a lot of Saitama lovers, right, were getting crashes. So 1% to me is a little BS. This wasn't a terrible AMA. I don't think we learned too much. The biggest thing we learned is that, hey, you know, we want to have Saitamask out before the Dubai event, but we're not putting a hard date on it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. What did you think of the AMA? I just thought it was more of a softball AMA. Russ, come to my channel. We're going to ask you some tough questions. Yes, I'm kind of an asshole sometimes, but you know what? I think that we'll ask the hard-hitting questions that people genuinely want to know about. Just saying. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.